The war in Ukraine continues with full intensity. July 20th, 2026. Russian soldiers moving alone across this front. No coordination, no real tactical cover, no sense of what's already tracking them. Some are heading toward Ukrainian positions. Some seem to have no clear destination at all. None of them cover 10 kilometers without being found. The drone is already there before they arrive anywhere. The last thing each of them sees is what's been following them the whole time. Here's probably one of the most bizarre moments from the front line. Two Russian soldiers cross paths with a drone out in the open. As the drone comes rushing straight toward them, instead of shooting at it, one of the soldiers decides to just swing his rifle like a club. Another Russian soldier is targeted here. But this time, it's different from the others. As the FPV drone gets closer, it becomes clear that the soldier is quite old. He doesn't manage to escape the drone. There's a soldier just sitting there completely still on the ground, and an FPV drone is heading straight for him. The Russian soldier knows exactly what's coming and doesn't even try to defend himself. Within seconds, the drone hits. Signum operators working through Russian logistics in the Lyman direction. Vehicles, personnel, supply runs, all targeted in the same stretch. Whatever Russia moves through this sector, these drones are already watching it. The route keeps getting cut, and the front keeps going without what was supposed to reach it. A Russian BM-21 Grad multiple rocket launcher caught moving along a road. Ukraine's Dovbush Hornets from the 68th Jaeger Brigade send a drone in. A single strike connects, and the secondary detonations follow immediately as the ammunition on board ignites. The Grad is capable of firing 40 rockets in under a minute, saturating a wide area from up to 20 kilometers away. One drone strike ends that threat before it ever reaches a firing position. Southern Pokrovsk region. A soldier walking alone, already tracked by Ukraine's 6th Battalion reconnaissance. Minutes pass this way before the first strike comes in. The drone clips a tree instead, and he walks away from it by pure chance. Shaken, he doesn't go far, just settles into the bushes nearby, trying to process what almost happened. A few minutes later, a second drone arrives. He barely has time to register it before it connects. This time, the FPV drone's target is a soldier attempting to swim across the river. But that doesn't last long. The explosive-laden drone catches up to him and strikes. 5 Russian soldiers spotted on the road, spaced apart, reasonable spacing against drone threats. They move into an abandoned building and group together inside. A single FPV drone goes straight in. One strike, all 5. The discipline on the road meant nothing once they gathered in the same room. Ukraine's 411th Unmanned Systems Brigade striking a Russian artillery position using AI-enabled drones, systems that identify and engage targets autonomously. A direct hit on the position before it could fire again. The operator goes back over the area, looking for anyone left from the unit just hit. Moving the drone carefully through the terrain, under tree lines, into the brush, the exact place his experience says someone would be. It doesn't take long. A soldier in shock, settled under a tree, still trying to understand what just happened to the people around him. The drone finds him before he moves. A Russian mobile air defense vehicle on a Donetsk highway. A Hornet kamikaze drone strikes it directly. Filmed from the Russian side, the air defense group it was protecting, now without its vehicle. Ukraine's Apache unit operating deep behind Russian lines, where Russian forces feel safe enough to move without much caution. The drone operators watch every step from above and below. Vehicles, personnel, supply runs, all tracked and struck before anyone realizes the area is being covered. No position behind this front stays unwatched for long. Safety here is an illusion that keeps getting tested. 20 Russian soldiers on motorbikes and ATVs caught behind the front line near Huliapol, Ukraine's Phoenix border unit sending FPV drones after each one. These vehicles have become the default for Russian forces who can no longer count on armored transport in many sectors. Fast and maneuverable, yes, but completely open to anything coming from above. No armor, no protection, nothing between the rider and the drone. For FPV operators, a moving target on flat ground is one of the easiest engagements on this front. 20 riders. The outcome is the same for each one. Perun unit. 1 drone, 1 soldier. The soldier fires back, hits the drone, but a damaged drone still has momentum. Contact. The Blade unit from the 1st Territorial Defense Brigade has just taken down 8 more enemy drones. The Russian forces took a massive hit, losing 4 Supercams, 3 Zalas, and 1 Gaberna drone. That's 8 less eyes in the sky, tracking friendly positions. A group of Russian soldiers heading to relieve troops at the front in northern Kharkiv Oblast, Ukraine's 58th Brigade, intercepts them. Hearing the drone, they run into a nearby building, steel doors and all. The FPV can't get through, so mortars take over. A 120mm round punches through the reinforced concrete roof and detonates inside. In an enclosed space, the effect is total. The doors blow open. FPV drones follow up to confirm. The rotation never happens. Ukraine's Mara Battalion, locating a camouflaged Russian Omich ground robotic complex, a remotely operated weapons platform Russia deploys to support infantry. A series of FPV strikes later, nothing usable remains. Another piece of Russian automated warfare taken out before it could operate. 8 air defense systems, 1 night, most of them deep inside Russian territory. Ukraine's Magyar Birds push into Krasnodar Krai, a Tor missile system, a Buk system, and a string of radar installations, all found and hit across the same stretch of hours. 2 more go down closer to home, in occupied Zaporizhzhia region. Here's why this matters. Every radar and missile system like this is part of what's supposed to catch drones before they get this far. Instead, they became the target themselves. 8 systems that were meant to protect this airspace, gone in a single night. Bryansk region, inside Russia, a bridge taken down by a fiber-optic drone strike. Why this matters? Fiber-optic drones don't rely on radio signals. Jamming doesn't stop them. That changes the game for infrastructure targets deep in Russian territory. Bridges, supply lines, logistics hubs that were considered out of reach. 3 villages cut off. Not a frontline skirmish, a demonstration that distance and electronic warfare aren't the shields they used to be. 3rd course, Lyman to Pokrovsk. 1 line, 1 day, 1 system. Artillery, ground robots, trucks, infantry positions. It doesn't matter what's there. If it's Russian and it's on this stretch, it's on the list. Hundreds of drones working through it methodically. Not random strikes, a sweep. Find it, fix it, finish it. Before it fires, before it moves, before it even knows it's been found. Vehicles, a motorbike, 2 enemy drones, communication antennas, shelters with soldiers still inside, all hit across the Northern Sloboda direction. Ukraine's 4th Border Guard detachment works through the list, piece by piece. Since the start of the month alone, this unit's tally runs into the dozens. Soldiers taken out, wounded, and several taken prisoner. 3 simultaneous operations running through the same night. Ships, power grid, air defense, all targeted at once. What makes this significant isn't any single strike, it's the cumulative effect. Every vessel hit means less fuel and cargo reaching Crimea. Every substation taken offline means radar systems running on backup power, air defense forced to conserve. Every radar and missile system destroyed means a wider gap in the coverage protecting Russian forces on the peninsula. These operations aren't separate. They're designed to collapse the same system from multiple directions at once. The moment infantry settles into a position, the response starts. Ukraine's Apache crews track it closely. Reconnaissance first, then a precise drop right on target. This time, 4 soldiers caught in the same strike, 3 wounded, 1 doesn't get up. No safe window to hold this ground unanswered. Communication antennas systematically taken down across Russian positions in the Lyman direction. Without working antennas, units can't coordinate, can't call for fire, can't report positions. Each one destroyed forces Russia to operate partially blind in that sector. Disrupting communications is as effective as any direct strike. You don't need to hit the soldier if he can't reach his commander. That's everything for today. Here's where the front stands as of July 20th, day 1608 of this war. Over the past day, 235 combat engagements were recorded, with Russian forces concentrating attacks on the Pokrovsk, Kostiantynivka, Lyman, Sloviansk, and Huliapol sectors. The heaviest fighting remains around Kostiantynivka, where Ukrainian forces are working to push out the remaining Russian troops still inside the city. Overnight, Ukrainian drones struck an oil storage facility in Noginsk, just 50 kilometers from central Moscow, and 3 oil depots in Stavropol Krai, 600 kilometers from the border. The SBU also struck the Shadow Fleet tanker Avaro in the Black Sea. Russia's losses at sea continue to mount. In 12 days, 159 Shadow Fleet vessels have been struck across the Black and Azov Seas. Russia has been forced to pull elite drone units off the front line to protect sea lanes, a decision that is already showing up in the reduced pressure on some sectors. Russia keeps sending men forward. Ukraine keeps finding them. Subscribe for daily coverage. No agenda, just the facts. See you in the next one.